To tell you my story, I have to take you back to the hallways of the Taj Hotel. I wasn't a guest, I was an waiter, polishing silver and carrying trays, wondering if this was all life had stored for me. My name is Boman Irani, and my path wasn't a single straight line, it was a long, winding road paved with self doubt and late starts. Growing up, I wasn't a star child. I struggled with the lips and dyslexia at a time when people didn't really have names for those things. They just called you slow or dim. I did open my mouth to speak and the words would get tangled. That sting of mockery stays with you. It builds a world of silence. My mother, a widow who ran out small family wafer shop, was my rock. But even with her support, I felt like a disappointment. I eventually finished school, but I didn't have a calling. I just had a need to survive. I spent 2 years as a waiter and a room service staff. I remember the smell of the kitchens and the weight of the trays. It was honest work, but my soul felt heavy. Eventually, I moved back to help my mother at a wafer shop in South Mumbai. For 14 years, the prime of anyone's youth, I sat in that small shop frying potatoes, wafers, and selling them across the counter. The struggle? Watching my friends move on to a big careers while I measured out snacks in paper bags. The weakness. There were days I felt utterly invisible and miserable. I felt like I was rotting in a grease-stained apron, a man with no future and a past full of cloud hairpins. The leans and the lift. At 32, I bought a camera. I started taking pictures of sports, then theater. I was obsessed. I did save every penny to buy film. I remember the fear of telling my wife I wanted to try something else. What if I failed at this too? Then come theater. And eventually the crown from Vidhu Vinod Chopra. He offered me a role in Munna Bhai MBBS. I was 44 that year. People see the success now, but they don't see the internal dialogue of a 40-year-old man standing on a film set for the first time. Imposter syndrome. I'm too old to be a newcomer. I felt like a fraud standing next to the establishing stars. The fear of the lips, that childhood ghost would return every time I had a complex monologue. I was terrified. The old Boman would trip over his tongue and ruin the take. Financial terror. Giving up the stability of the shop meant if I felt as an actor, I was falling my wife and kids too. That pressure was a physical weight on my chest. I realized that my struggles here weren't wasted. Those 14 years in the wafer shop taught me how to observe people, their quirks, their joys, their tempers. I wasn't just selling chips. I was registering every character I would eventually frame, from Dr. Asthana to Virus. I am proof that you don't have it all figured out by 25. Sometimes the best stories take half a lifetime to write.